What's up, everybody? I go by the name Kyle Breeze, and you're listening to About Money. This is a series where I'm going to talk about my experiences and my process of making my new album, Money Ain't Everything, coming February 15th. I hope you stick around for the album, and I hope you enjoy this. Thank you. So, after we had decided, after I say we, I mean God and me, um, after after we had decided that we were gonna start on the album. First of all, I thought the album was gonna come out in in July 2018 because we had started on it in May, and like towards the end of the semester, I was like, okay, yes, let's do this. I was so excited. I was like, yes, let's have this joint done by July 4th. Yeah, we see we see kind of where that ended up, but after so me and my dad we had left uh, you know, campus. We had left my grandmother's house. Okay, now we going to Maryland. So I knew that I wanted to work on an album. Like soon as we touched down in Maryland, um, I started trying to learn how to play guitar and trying to learn the chords and things like that. Which on a song called "Fear for You" on the album, I don't even know if the track list is out yet, but on a song called "Fear for You," there was some guitar parts that I played that ended up making it on that song. So I tried to learn how to play guitar. I was like super into it, and then around this time, the ideas started to flow a little better, way better than before. Like writer's block was completely, almost it had almost completely dissipated. But I think that it was also tied to a new surrounding, getting off campus, getting back to my grandmother's house, getting to know, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like I won't say I lost myself on campus, but I didn't know the magnitude of what was happening yet on campus. I didn't know the magnitude of stepping out of my mom's house, going off to college. I didn't know the magnitude of what that meant in terms of getting to know myself. I still probably don't really completely understand it, but I'm getting to know a little bit more of what that means in terms of like understanding myself for years to come, 20, 30 years from now. Maybe look back and be like, yo, that's when I really started to get to know myself. So it was around this time that the money ain't everything concept had kind of started to come to fruition. This was around, mid May, early to mid May, 2018. Me and my dad, okay, we back in Maryland. Money ain't everything started to come to fruition. The title, anyway. And at first, we were going to talk about like money. Like we were going to talk about and we did talk about money on the album, but not in the way that I initially thought we were going to. What initially was going to happen was we were going to talk about like, okay, the how does a dollar bill move through, I guess, this system, or how does a dollar bill basically the greediness that comes with money, things like that. And I knew something in my mind. I did not want to talk about um, my little cousin that had passed away. I knew that I did not want to. I specifically remember, like, okay, we're not going to write a song about his passing. We're not going to write a song about that. Because it was, I don't know if it was too, it, I mean, for whatever reason, it may have been, I honestly don't know. I don't know if yeah, I really don't know. And part of it was because I didn't want to talk about it and then other people kind of not be okay, like other family members not be okay with it. Like, you know, I didn't want to, I did not want to say something that all of us weren't okay with, or say something that, like, if I wasn't ready to say it, then how can anybody else be ready to let it go? Or how can anybody else, how can I offer that into the air when it's not even gone through me comfortably yet, you know? How can I exhale if I haven't inhaled? If I haven't fully inhaled, how can I put that back into the air? So just a metaphor, I guess. But so we started the album. We started some beat ideas. I realized eventually that we were gonna need FL Studio, which I did not own at the start of the album process. It was $200. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to. I don't know. I guess we were trying to do it with the trial version, but eventually we found out that we needed FL Studio, and we realized what that might do for us. 20, however many years down the road, just being able to make our own beats. Back to what my heart wanted to do for the album. I knew we were probably gonna need FL Studio, which is a beat making program, by the way. If you don't know, whoever's, if you're listening and you don't know. So, and this was all around the time that I had got completely off of social, really, because it was overwhelming. Just the whole kind of social media, mainly Facebook. I'm not even going to front, but social media in general started to contribute to. I won't say it stressed me out. I don't like giving social media that much power. I'll say that it started to contribute, however small, however large contribution, it started to contribute to me being like my chest would race in the morning. Like I would still read Facebook, and I would like get anxious or urgent. Like I would feel like I needed to do things urgently because, oh, I'm comparing myself now. Oh, they posting, they having a good time, they doing this, they doing that, and I'm over here, stressed out about finals and things like that. Like yo, we gotta get this album done, we gotta get this song done, we stop new music every Tuesday. Now I'm stressed. I'm like, all right, I'm never gonna accomplish my dreams. Social media in general became like this. It became like a world that I could step in and feel good but bad at the same time. And then I think that everybody plays that game in a way. I won't say everybody, but I think that at least me, I was playing that game in a way, hoping that the good would outweigh the bad whenever I was on social. And then when I stepped out of the world, I had to realign with reality. But essentially what I think happened was the bad started to outweigh the good because I gave it way too much of my time, and I let it, I won't say I let it alter my mind. I'll say that it started to change my perspective to where I started to look at things based on the social media lens. I started to kind of see things and think about things in terms of how they might relate back to social media, I guess, or how the world was a reflection of social media. I started to see the world a little bit like more digitally, I guess, in a way, like more like a landscape that was like a real life version of social media, which it kind of is, but it's kind of not. Social media is exaggerated in some ways. It's a portrait. It's a snapshot. So to look at life like that is like you're constantly moving, but life is not always supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to be constantly moving through life. And I'm kind of getting way off, but I say all that to say that, and this even goes back to the album Money Ain't Everything in itself. That phrase, moments of nothing except you ain't everything. These moments where I feel like I am this person existing in this, trying to constantly move and trying to constantly work and trying to just constantly trying to go somewhere. I think social media was contributing to that attitude, and I forgot that ultimately what's going to happen is you run either to or from death. And that's what it all stops at. Nobody can refute that. So to be constantly going somewhere, it's like, how long can you go before you realize that you're running on a treadmill